All right, I'm back. Hi again. Okay, like I said, you will watch many videos this week. So, first, before we start, I just want to get to know each other. All right. So, we are all in this together, and I just want you to know that please ask questions. Okay, ask questions of me. If you don't know, I'm sure somebody else in the class probably has the same question. So please ask questions. You can reach out to me via the Canvas inbox. We also have a discussion board called the water cooler where you can just ask questions there, either related directly to the class or just questions that you have about the semester. Okay, so we'll dive deeper into that when we talk about communication. Okay, all right. So again, I'm your instructor, Professor Johnson. I'm a local girl, graduated from Faux High. Many moons ago, I was too a Chavy College student, and I did everything that you're not supposed to do in my journey. I never saw a counselor, didn't have an ed plan, just took whatever I wanted to take, transferred when I thought I was ready to transfer. And I'm gonna advise you don't do that because when I transferred, I ended up at San Diego State an extra year because I just took a bunch of classes that fulfilled the same requirements because they were classes that I liked. So don't do that. All right. So not only am I an instructor, I'm also a resource for you on your journey. So please use me as that. All right. So I transferred to San Diego State, graduated from San Diego State with the history degree in history. And jokingly, I used to say I never made a penny off of my history degree until I started teaching history of fashion. So I never made a penny off of it, but I love history and the skills that it taught me, people skills and research, being able to talk in front of a group, all came to serve me well in my future endeavors. All right. So while I was in San Diego, while I was in college, actually, JP in San Diego, I started my retail career. I worked for Miller's Outpost. Many of you guys don't even know that store. It doesn't exist anymore. It became Anchor Blue and didn't make it through the first recession. So I've worked for Miller's for a really long time. And after I graduated from college, I started working for Nordstrom's right down in Montclair. It was Plaza then, now Place. So it was really sad to see that store close just recently, just since the pandemic started, the store closed. So I worked at Nordstrom's for almost a decade. I was a super salesperson. I was a department manager, and when they started opening stores on the East Coast, I moved to New Jersey, where my family is originally from. So my granny was living there, my aunts and cousins and stuff were there. So when I moved to New Jersey again, I was a department manager, and then ultimately I ended up in the children's shoe buying office, where I helped buy children's shoes. They were the replenishment shoes, so the shoes that we always had in stock. I bought, and then I was recruited away from Ralph Lauren. From Nordstrom's to Ralph Lauren, and there I worked for the outlet division as an assistant buyer for women's knits and sweaters, which was a great experience working for Ralph. It was a great experience because we did all of our own production. So we started from sketches of collection items that we translated into items for the factory outlet division. So everything in the factory outlet division is first made. It's not seconds. It's made from this at the same factories with most of the same cuts and the same finishes as the regular full price store items. So that was a great experience in part because the outlet division was on fire, especially women's knits and sweaters, and we consistently had, one, two, three, five items that were top selling items in Ralph Lauren as a company, which is pretty awesome when you sell a $40 slim fit polo shirt and you're going up against a $495 cashmere sweater and you're selling more. So it was great. Um, and I even got to meet Ralph because we were, like I said, the women's division was on fire in outlets. So we got to meet Ralph and have lunch with him at the 59th Street Mansion. That was a great day. So then I met my amazing husband and moved to Buffalo, New York. So yes, from Manhattan to Buffalo, New York, culture shock. And ultimately we landed back here in the Inland Empire. So I worked for a few small retailers that don't exist anymore. And then once I started having Little Johnson's, that buyer life was difficult with all the travel and the long hours. Um, and got a job buying textbooks in the Chapey College bookstore, which is really funny because the bookstore looked the same as it did when I was a student, so it hadn't gone through the remodel yet. So I bought books in the bookstore for 8 years, and you fell in love with you guys. I fell in love with the students. You know, the students, you guys are just gritty, and you're motivated, you're visionary, and I had always played with the idea of going back and get my master's degree, and I did. I went back and got my master's degree in management in 2012 from the University of Redlands. So I completely know the challenges that many of you face with working, family, kids, trying to have a life. When I started my master's program, my kids were 4 years old, 2 years old, and 9 months. So fortunately, I had a village to encourage and support me. And if you think you don't have a village, I am volunteering. I'm volunteering to be your first member. I am a cheerleader and an advocate, and I know you can do this, right? And success is just not a straight line. I didn't end up, I didn't come out of college and then end up as a faculty member, right? It's just success is not a straight line. It actually often looks like this, and there's some stops and starts in the road. And I can help you get back on track if you feel like you're not on track, um, or just help you show you what the track is, right? Because sometimes you just need the direction and then you're off and going, okay? So I started teaching part time in 2014. And in addition to fashion, I also taught in the business department here and at Norco, and I teach entrepreneurship classes, intro to business, human resources, a bunch of other stuff as well. Retail merchandise and management is in the business department as well. So, but fashion is my first love, and I'm going to bring lots of real world examples and experiences to this course. Okay, so that is my background for now. There's probably way more stuff I could tell you, but we're going to keep this video short, okay? All right, so on the next few pages, again, you're going to learn about how I'm using Canvas in the class, some basic Canvas navigation, and some resources um, that are in there for folks at no matter what stage you are in your use of Canvas. So never used it before, got thrown into it and used it a little bit, or had been using it for a while. So I'm giving you all those resources. Again, there's a couple of graded activities, and they include updating your Canvas profile, notifications, icebreaker, and a quiz. Okay, so you have Friday until Friday at 11:59 to get this done, and you'll get some reminders from me to make sure you get this done. So now you are ready to dive into the next page.